roam free. No, for what you heard, I'm paying that page you ain't need. If every tug can't fly no more, I close my eye and tuck my heat. Fill my hole with Benji, so my mind get roam free. I really feel dangerous when I speak.
Man, thank y'all for tuning in. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and make sure y'all hit the notification button for the kids. True love. We're here on the 4th episode of 1% Podcast. Got my pops with me, right hand. Man, I got 2 special guests, man. I got my brother Penny, my other brother Kindle with me. Appreciate y'all for coming on today, man. I'm finna get right on into it. One question I want to ask y'all to pop this thing off. So you play on Sundays, and Monday that film session, right? I want you to just think about this for me. Monday is a film session about your life, like you reviewing your life and what you done been through to overcome and all the things you done went through to get to where you are right now. What are some nuggets that you would have done differently that you know now, like, I wish when I was in high school or when I was in college, or I would have did this, even growing up, your childhood, what's some things you would have done differently to, make the process and where you at right now a little easier for you?
I ain't gonna lie. I wouldn't have did nothing different.
I was gonna say the same.
Same. You know what I'm saying? Being able to, I feel like God gave me the gift of just being able to be present as much as I possibly can. So everything that I done went through to get to this point, you know what I'm saying? It was supposed to happen.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? It only made me better. So I love the way the film looked regardless.
For sure.
If I made a good play, bad play, it was just gonna help me learn and keep growing.
Good.
Yep, yeah. I thought he was gonna say something different. That's why I let him go first, but I was gonna say the same thing. I feel like everything in everybody's life, everything that happened for a reason. So, shoot, hard things that happen, shoot, I won't want to know other way. So, shoot, it is what it is. Everything happened for a reason, and we here where we are right now. So, sure.
One thing my dad always taught me, man, about life, you win and you learn, but you never lose.
Never.
You know what I'm saying? You win, you learn, but you never lose. So you take those learning, process and wherever you get here, and you learn from it. All 3 of y'all know about this. How hard is it being that guy for your family? And when I mean that guy that everybody lean on, not sometimes, every single day, everybody depend on you. How is that toning that on your back every single day? Pop, go ahead and pop it off.
Okay. I've been at it a long time, and I made sure that when I set it out to be the foundation. So it got easier as I went on, as the years went on. But in the beginning, that's a lot of pressure, because if you fail, everybody fails. So once I got my belief in God and I understood what my call on my life was, that was to be the foundation for my family, I never shook my responsibility. So I tell any man, when your house, my old man used to tell me the same thing, when your house is in disarray, it's your fault. And that means your mental, your physical, everything that goes on, that's your fault. So you prepare yourself to get back right. And it all starts with believing and trusting in yourself and knowing that what you're doing is on purpose. Good, bad, or indifferent, it's still on purpose.
Sure. I mean, I think it's a privilege. You know what I mean? And for me, I don't even necessarily think of it as I'm the one that's solely leading, taking my family this way or that way, but I like to know that and understand that my father raised me, my brother, as to be men in the family, but to partner with him as we get older. So since a young age, I always had a job, always, you know what I'm saying? He always told us it's going to be good and bad consequences in your life. And whether it's consequences to everything, whether whatever your choice is going to be, you got to make them and you got to live with them. Right. And whatever the consequence ended up being, that's what you got. So for me, it's like, I understand I have a responsibility in my family too. If I'm going to do this, it's no bigger than these things, but this is my sole responsibility in my family to do what I got to do, because then it gets to the point I come home, you know what I'm saying? The season over, I come home, I'm like, where the food at? They're like, we ain't got no food. What you mean? All we eat is all we drink is smoothies and eat salads. I'm like, mama working out, daddy working out, losing weight. I'm just like, and it started making me think like, you know good and well ain't nobody else in the house doing that but you. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, that's my responsibility, continuing to administer health and just be responsible in the way that I know I can be and just continue to be myself and living my life, because it's literally coming out like to everybody that I see and everybody that I'm around that really know and appreciate and love me. Like, they taking that on and they taking that information and they taking it to a whole nother level. My mama then, she doing her thing with, she started her nonprofit, her and my father doing marriage counseling, all of these different things. And it's just like, man, to be able to know that I can give to her nonprofit, and you know how the tax game go, but we ain't gonna talk about it. But it's just like, man, like, I never would I couldn't even imagine that part, but I just thank God for it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I feel like it's a blessing to be able to be in that position, like you were saying and stuff like that. My family not that big, you know what I mean? I don't got like a lot of cousins, and these people I gotta look out for and stuff. Pretty much just my mom and my sister. So, I mean, I feel like I'm that powerful person in my sister life, mom life, that my sister look up to. You know, she's a senior right now, and about to graduate and stuff like that. So it's crazy, man, just seeing how much and how far she came and what she been through, just like me, and just being able to provide for them whatever she need, you know what I mean, whatever my mom need and stuff like that, man. And it's just extra motivation still, you know what I mean, because I feel like it's still much more you can do, you know what I mean?
Sure.
Yeah.
And then like, even like without my family, like I might go to the grocery store or something like that. I might see somebody, you know what I'm saying? That's even more motivation, you know what I mean? That's like, it's bigger than what it is, you know what I mean? Everybody looking up to you, man. Everybody want to see you succeed, man. So it's just, every day, man, you just want to go out there and just make everybody proud, man.
So when did you know, when did y'all know, if y'all didn't know, Penny played for the Seahawks, Kendall played for Chicago Bears, when did y'all know, like, man, I'm going to that league? Like, did you know, like, in high school, college, when you was young?
Yeah.
You know, like, when I was young, I always knew I was going to the league.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I didn't, but as a young jit,
Yeah.
that's all we knew. Like you going, but you going to that league.
Yeah.
So when did y'all know, like, well, I'm going?
Yeah, for me personally, like when I was young, I was just playing, you know what I mean? Like Little League.
For fun?
Yeah, you really just playing for fun. I ain't really thinking about it for real, but I watched it on TV and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And then I know when I got to high school and stuff like that, I had a coach tell me, like, you know what I'm saying, keep doing what you do, you gonna make it and stuff. But like, you know what I'm saying, I hear them, but I ain't really, I feel like it's so far down the road, you know what I mean? But it'll happen, it's gonna happen. Then when I got to college, like my sophomore year, another coach was telling me like, hey, you know what I'm saying, like, hey,
sophomore year?
Yeah, he was like, hey, he was like, hey, man, you keep doing what you do. But it really took off of me, like, after my junior year, like, agents started hitting me up and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, it's really finna happen, you know what I mean? Then, you know what I'm saying, senior year, do what I gotta do, you know what I mean? Then process, and then, shoot, we here now. So, I mean, it's crazy.
How was that knowing, like, damn, bro? Has always been your dream, or?
Yeah, for sure, because, you know, I love football, like we all do. So I always grew up watching the Falcons and going to the Falcons game and different stuff like that. And then I think it don't even really necessarily hit you until you actually get in the league. You know what I mean? It's like, oh, dang, I'm really here right now. You know what I mean? Like, even if you get drafted, it was just like, okay, I got drafted or whatever, you know what I mean? But like, then that was the COVID and stuff, so we didn't even get to go to mini camp, none of that. It was all online. So I was just like, everybody, how I feel. I'm like, I'm just a normal person. Like, I don't really know how I feel yet, but.
Where round you was drafted?
Fifth. I went fifth round, So I'm like, I feel like it ain't really hit me until maybe like the first game. And I'm dressing, I'm like, damn, I'm really playing on Sunday right now. Like, it's crazy, man.
Hold on, bro. I'm gonna ask one. I'm gonna try to hit this question. So question about schools. So everybody be like, man, it's easier to make it out of O State, Georgia, Alabama. How hard was it? What could you tell? You know what I'm saying? Was it different making it from Georgia Southern to Georgia State? Go ahead.
Bro. Yeah, I feel like if you can play, you can play. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, they gonna find you. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. There's a lot of scouts and whatever. But like, they looking for whoever can play ball. You know what I mean? So I feel like you just gotta work into your craft. You good at your craft, they gonna see that on film. Whatever you put on film, the film ain't gonna lie. And you do that, they gonna find you easily without a doubt.
I think of it in terms like an analogy, like you got people that's from different areas. You got people from the hood. You got people that's been poor. You got people that's already rich, whatever the case might be. But in your mind, if you telling yourself, this is who I am and I'm going to be rich one day, or I'm going to be wealthy, or I'm going to help these people, or I'm going to do that.
God.
Not even based on your circumstance, then that's exactly what you're going to do. So it's like, no matter whether you young or whatever the case is, like in your space of your life, if you truly believe something and you know that's who you are,
And when did you know?
you gonna do it. I remember walking in the house from going out from the backyard in the neighborhood playing ball, and I saw the Patriots playing the Eagles. In the Super Bowl. And I walked by the screen and I said, I'm going to the league. Then
How old was you?
How old was I? Well, that was in 2004. Was that 2004?
3 and 4.
Yeah, that was 2004. So I ain't even gonna do the math. But I was young.
Young G.
And I knew I was gonna do something for real in the league. Then I was like, I'm going. But I knew I was gonna do something in the league when we played Georgia Southern junior year, first half, 1 catch, 11 yards. You feel what I'm saying? Second half, 10 catches, 180, touchdown, game winner. I said, oh yeah, ain't nobody playing with me.
That was tough.
I said, ain't nobody messing with me. I'm doing that. But yeah.
That was hard.
Then that's when I met him, and I remember we was going towards the locker room, and we was on like our 20 or 30 yard line. It was like 3rd and 6 or 3rd and 3, something like that. And I had to run an under route. It's me and him 1-on-1. And I'm trying to get him to go outside and turn his hips. And I put my foot in the ground and tried to go inside. He hit me on my shoulder, kind of looked at me and turned off. And I said, dang. I said, hold on now. I said, buddy. I said, buddy. I said, yeah. And throughout the week, watching this film, I was like, hold on, like, he one of them for real. Like, he the best corner. I tell him every time I see him, every year. I be like, bro, you the best corner I ever went up against in college, bro. Like, for real. But it was that moment, I was just like, oh yeah, he got that. But yeah, that game right there, I said, yeah, I'm going to the league, and ain't nobody gonna mess with me.
How you remember when you were successful with your success in college and headed to the league?
For me, Tennessee game.
I remember that.
When we beat Tennessee, my life changed. Like, on my phone was scouts, agents, interviews. I remember going to the sideline then. Well, my whole life I knew I was going to the league, but then for sure, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going. I remember going to him after the game and hugging him and said, but I told you we were going to do this.
Yeah.
I told you, and all the agents, a lot of them were saying, like, we knew you could play ball. We just wanted to see you play big boy ball. You know what I'm saying? I'm undersized. But man, that was like, boy, you MVP of the game, me and Dan. So I knew then. I was like, oh yeah.
I'm proud of all y'all boys, man. Congratulations to everybody.
For sure.
Next thing I want to move to, man, be in a position, y'all, I want y'all to know, like, y'all some 1% guys. You know what I'm saying? Not only on paper, but just who you are as a person, who you are, you know, how you lead with your heart, your love, your kindness, how y'all walk, how y'all talk, everything y'all do for the community. Proud of you too.
Thank you, sir.
All y'all boys, for sure. Like, how do you stay humble, you know what I'm saying, and stay grounded? Because it's not, man, people know you now. Like, you got fans, like real fans. You got people. Why you got a vet? Why you got a bed? You got a hair? You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
You got a blue check. You got a chain. Cartier. Just Gucci.
Yeah, that was funny, man.
Throwing it all out there, huh?
Yeah, how you stay humble with that?
My biggest thing of staying humble is my belief. Then I know where I came from. So it took me a long time to just get out of the disbelief that we're not poor anymore. So, and it's like, this morning I had Ritz Rockers and a bottle of water on purpose. Some days I go and fast just to humble myself, because you get beside yourself. And it's like, I tell my son, I tell Ed the same thing. It took me about 2 years to get used to money. Cause I used to go crazy because you never had money.
Yeah.
So now when I got it, I can do it. Maybe I can do what I want to do, yeah, but then the scare of losing it. They don't understand how hard you got to work to get back after injury. I remember Penny playing with a broke back, literally, and you still push through, and you still left and went there. I'm like, hey, don't you know your back broke?
Okay.
So you still push through without the ever looking back. That's what makes all of us 1%ers, because you all understand it's on the line every single day. But winning is more important in life than quitting. So I always tell Ed, enjoy the journey. Don't push forward. I tell him about my grandbaby. Don't rush him to get grown. Enjoy the process. Enjoy the years that go. What y'all doing, people? I just told Penn I would give my right arm to play 1 down in the league. 1 down. So enjoy your ride and make sure you know where you come from. Give you glory to God, man, and just keep enjoying life.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing, for real. Like, understanding that God is the source of everything. Because if you don't allow God to humble you, life is going to take you up through there. Like, for real. Like, for real. This past season for me, like, and I ain't got no shame in saying it. Like, I ended up getting hurt. I'm trying to bear the whole world on my shoulders. And I think when you put yourself in a place to where when life humble you, that mean you trying to do too much on your own.
Why
that mean that.
Why are you trying to?
Because just how you talked about earlier, when how do it feel to be the one in your family or this or that? But the ones who really understand that God is humbling them in their life instead of what's out here in reality, you put yourself in a place of understanding your position and that you can't be God.
But bro, how hard is it toting that load? Like, people think the position
It's not.
But people think the position you in your life is sweet. They see, they see, like see they don't have a clue
Clue what you go
to
through.
be
For sure.
great in the hope, the tote the load and the phone calls and the Penny, I need this. Can I need this? Ed, I need this. And they like, you the last person to call. They're not calling to get a no.
I'm telling you, bro, it got to the point to me, I really start understanding that I go to God for everything.
Come on, bro.
Everything. I will literally sit in the car. God, do you want me to get gas right now?
Come on, bro.
Like, you got to humble yourself.
Right.
All the way. God will put you in a place where, and you have to give your life to God. That's the only way. That's the only way to do it.
That's the key.
That's the only way, because everything else is a source, or everything else is a resource, but God is the source. So you have to put yourself in that position of understanding that it is not me. Because once you think it's you the last person that it's about. Is you will never ever be able to get yourself to a place of like knowing that everything that's around you is not just because of you.
Come on.
And if you don't understand that God is your source, you can't be present. And when you can't be present, you can't be grateful.
Come on.
Wow.
You did what I'm saying? Like,
That's right.
the essence of truly being present is knowing I'm so grateful that I'm sitting in this room with y'all. I'm so grateful that I can look out at this window. And last time we was doing this podcast, we wasn't looking at no skyline. We was looking at more walls. So it's really all about understanding that God is the source and that it's not about me. And if you truly believe that God had promised you that victory and that he'll bear your burdens, then everything that you ask for him, ask from him. And when it comes to family, Lord, should I get this money? Should I invest in this? Should I go here? He will lead you in every single way and allow you to be led.
How about you, bro?
Yeah. Show them boys hit it right in the head, man. I ain't gonna lie to you. And it said everything. Sure.
Next thing I want to talk about, man, I remember 2019, how you talking about God humbling you. I started to get the big head my senior year. I started to get the big head, man. I ended up losing everything. Everything I had. My house, my car, my girl, my family. The only thing I had left was football. I ended up tearing my knee up. But my problem was I started putting God second, third, and fourth in my life. I started putting myself first. Like, this me, I'm doing this. You know what I'm saying? I ain't stay humble. And I lost it all.
It changed the trajectory of your life.
Everything.
But it's good, though. You had to go through what you had to go through in order to know that he is God.
Come on, man. Go ahead. Ed.
He is the way. He is the light and the truth.
Amen.
And it's okay to allow. I had to learn the same thing to allow God to lead you, because I was the same way. It's like, I'm the first one in my life to make over 6 figures. So I'm looking at it like, bro, you really think it's you?
For real.
So I said, I had to be humble, because it was one day I woke up, it looked like it was still here, but it was all gone.
Okay.
It's like, man, what happened?
It's so bad.
And I put him back first, and I humbled down. It's like, man, Dad, you one of the most humble guys. Boy, I've been beat upside the head, so I know what it means.
By God.
But come on now, on
real.
purpose.
For real.
And that's how it was, man. When I put him back where he always been,
Come on
I
now.
got better house, better car, better relationship with my son. Everything I lost, I got better. You know what I'm saying? The next thing I want to talk about, being in the position you in now, Kendall, how hard is it now finding a woman, you know, because of the Kendall you was in North Clayton and the Kendall you was in Georgia Southern. But you ain't the same dude. You bringing way more to the table now. So how harder is it now, Dad, Penny, how hard is it now to bring a woman in your life and to help you, you know, do God's will, having the success you already had before she even get there?
Yeah, I feel like it definitely be hard, man. Me, I feel like I'm in a good position because me and my girl right now, I've been knowing her since high school, you know what I mean?
Bro, how important is it to find some then?
Early.
Would you rather have some earlier?
Yeah, I feel like you can say you rather have it. I mean, you never know at the end of the day, but like, I feel like it's good to maybe have some early, you know what I'm saying? Because now that you make it, everybody coming boom, boom, oh, how you doing, who you, blah, blah, blah. But it's like, I don't really know you like that. You don't know me, you know what I'm saying? So like, I'm glad I got somebody I've been knowing for a while, you know what I'm saying? Good with the family, they good with my family and stuff like that. So that's a blessing in itself right there, you know what I mean? So just having somebody by your side, you know what I'm saying? You can depend on, you know what I'm saying? You can talk to whenever, you know what I'm saying? You know, it's all 100%. It ain't no BS, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I appreciate that for sure.
I think it's a cool dynamic to know that, you know what I'm saying, you and your lady still together. For me, it was college. I was with somebody, broke up, got back together just this past year, broke up again. But I feel like I had to understand that only happens in your situation when I feel like somebody really know who they are.
Right.
And that's a testament to you and her, no matter what it is, to be able to just even be together that long. Like, you knew who you was real quick and immediately. For me, you know what I'm saying? That's a battle. You know what I'm saying? It's been a battle. You know, just understanding the position that I'm in all the time, knowing exactly who I am, because it's like, it be feeling like you just be elevating or moving so fast, moving so quick, everything be happening so fast. It's just like, dang. I really had to, like I said, humble myself and allow God to be the leader of it, because I started understanding women just need to see that you allowing yourself to be led by God and not by your ego. And I really didn't understand that, because you get to the lead, and if you single or whatever the case might be, even I'm sure having a lady from high school, it's like, yeah, you need to be telling your lady, like, you need her to do this, you need her to do this because you in this position and you need her help doing this and this and that. But you end up putting too much pressure on her.
Yeah.
And I didn't understand that. And I did put a lot of pressure on the last woman that I was with. And on top of me still trying to figure out who I was having that imposter syndrome, not really understanding the position that I was in. So it was like, damn. But coming into who I am now and knowing exactly who I am, knowing that I'm just a servant to the Lord, and everything I said, man, will come after when that. You just allow a woman to just be herself, Well, it's the easiest thing in the world. It is so easy. Every single time, God just interrupt me and say, "Let me keep leading you, and I'll show you." Every time. So that's really the biggest thing for me. And I mean, at this point in my life, I'm happier than I ever been. And you know what I'm saying? It's amazing.
Kendall, for you being with your girls in high school, man, y'all never had moments when y'all like went through something, y'all growing apart? Because I know, bro, you're talking about you went from being Kendall to being Kendall, you know what I'm saying? So how was that?
Yeah.
Did y'all ever grow apart in that? How did that decipher between them?
Yeah, we definitely did. It was moments like in college, you know what I'm saying? She went to another school for a little bit. Stuff happening, you know what I'm saying? You freshman in college, you know what I'm saying? You immature, you want to do a little different stuff like that and everything. And even going to the NFL, man, I just had to realize like stuff that you did when you was younger, you know what I'm saying? It's old, you know what I mean? One day you got to become a man, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So all the playing games and stuff like that, I mean, you got to grow up one day, you know what I'm saying? And take care of responsibilities and stuff like that when you got somebody that care about you and love you for you know what I mean? So that was the biggest thing right there.
See, like with me, I'm going through it now. Me and my wife getting a divorce after 29 years. So to know that we growed apart, and a lot of it, I take like 99% of it, because see, you get to be arrogant, and the people tell you that money don't change, they lying, because it will change you. Yeah, you try to humble yourself down, but when you don't have issues like you used to, it's hard to listen. So what I've learned for the next relationship is how to listen, how to be more flexible. And I learned, because Ed's mom was my friend. So it's like that you lose that kind of relationship, it don't go away overnight. You talking about, I'm 51, so that's over 3/4 of my life that I've been tied to this woman. But I know God don't make no mistakes.
Yeah.
And it's tough. It's like losing somebody. It's like somebody dying in your family. It's like me dying to Ed.
Right.
But you got to go forward. And I just learned from my mistake. And I would tell anybody, be able to communicate, be able to listen, and don't be the one that always got to be right. I went to go to marriage, different little counseling and stuff. You want to be happy. Don't be right. And sometimes you shut your mouth to keep peace. And that was hard on me to shut my mouth and keep peace, because I think I'm the breadwinner, I make everything happen. That woman walked away from all this. She's like, you can take your money and shove it, bro. Like, you don't lost your damn mind. But I have a different respect for her.
Sure.
Because she was able to say, you're not going to tear me down because of your insecurities. So I tell all y'all young cats, get somewhere and sit down. I kudos to you.
For real.
All y'all, get somewhere and sit down. Because see, the grass is turf. It's not green on the other side. So now, like you said, how am I be in a relationship and I know the only thing you want is what I got? I ain't stupid, I just look like this. Come on, so now when you got somebody who's been there, that ain't about the stuff that you ate oodle noodles with. So now when we go to Ruth Chris or Lil Allie.
Yeah, Lil Allie.
You don't mind, but for my next relationship, I'm learning how to shut my mouth and not let the money be the footstool you stand on. I want to be the example of what God has really did in my life. It ain't you. Why he pick you? Out of all the people you know in Clayton County, why he pick you?
Okay.
Right.
Same thing with you, Penny. All the guys come out of state. Why you? Out of all the people, because he knew you can handle the success. I let it went to my head. I got out of control. So to be able to talk to the world about humbling yourself and staying, grounded in God and not you, because it could easily be taken. We knew Ed was going till that knee blew out. So now what we gonna do? What's the next move? Now you scrambling and you ain't got nobody to hold you down. That's the worst feeling in the world. I used to lay in my house and I'm like, I'm lonely than all lonely can be, and I can have whoever I wanted. That's not what you want.
Yeah.
It's all a figment of your imagination.
Indeed,
For real.
And it's like you said, I ain't just started looking like this. I bet on this, but I didn't know how important it was to have that backbone until it was gone.
Yeah.
Like, golly.
That's it right there. That's 100.
And I think, to go off of what he was saying, like, in our generation, I think with so much knowledge, so much awareness, so much information that we get all the time, we always thinking about what we don't have or what we can have next.
Let me tell you something.
You know, hold on, let me finish. We always thinking about what we can have next.
I could do better.
And I could do better. And it's like, you're not allowing yourself to be present, but at that same time, if you always thinking about what's next, if you in a relationship, you're going to be looking at that person like, all right, what am I going to do after you? And they going to be thinking the same thing. So how can you really be yourself? How can you really be the fullest of yourself and in your true identity if you always thinking about what's next? So that's why I have so many different times where I just distance myself from social media. I distance myself from talking to so many different people about their opinions of everything. And like I said, I go to God, like, because you have to understand, to really be present, to really know what you got, to really appreciate and be grateful.
Yes.
You cannot be allowing yourself to not be guarded.
Come on.
You have to be guarded in what you're doing. Don't be defensive. Be vulnerable in everything that you do so that you can get the most of yourself. But you cannot be thinking about everything else and what's next and making yourself available to everything and everybody.
One thing I want to say, bro, a lot of relationships people get into, you get in a relationship because you like that person 80%. There's 20% of them you do not like, or it's something that they missing. It's 20%. But what we go do, we go find somebody with that 20%. And you leave the 80 for the 20. But when you get with that 20, what you start looking for? That 80 you just lost.
Then it's gone.
You left for 80% for a 20 to go to the 20, go try to find the 80 you just lost. Now it's too late. You know what I'm saying? Now it's over with. One thing I want to, go ahead, Daddy.
I tell him about with raising his son. I rushed and pushed my son to be grown because we was trying to get what we was
5
trying
years
to do.
old.
I said, son, let Cam be 3, enjoy the process. So when you progressing and pushing and growing, don't rush it. This NFL gonna be over with it. Only thing you're gonna have is memories. Now we got to get back to next year. You got to get healthy. So if you play this year, enjoy last year.
Yeah.
Enjoy the process, the going through the rehab, the getting faster and stronger, because it's a dream.
That's deep.
It's a dream, and when it's over with, it's over. And I tell my son, the hardest thing is not getting the money, it's to keep it. What you gonna do when football over with, Penny? Kenna, what you gonna do when this football thing over with? What's gonna happen when you go into depression and you cannot bounce out of it because you don't have no foundation? And if I didn't have my crew, which is my kids, man, I'd be a wreck. Everybody come around. My house is the happy house.
Oh, God.
I don't never know who's gonna be there. When I pull up and see in the driveway, I'm like, oh, okay, they there, and then everybody stay.
Okay.
But I needed that. So if you don't have that foundation, like mom, your parents, everybody has a role, and understand your role. And once you become a man, you understand your role in life. That's why I stay out the way. I got to look at them to see where you at. I need to see your soul. So understand, appreciate the people in your life, because when y'all on the level y'all on, by all these folks fake, man. You don't know who to trust, and your folks the worst ones.
Okay.
So when you got somebody that you can really believe in, stay down and sit somewhere, man.
Yeah.
Plant yourself.
Yeah. The next question I have for y'all, man. What are some of the sacrifices like you had to take to get here? You know what I'm saying? I know for me, but I tell everybody, like my dad just said, he rushed me to grow older, but bro, I've been a little man child since I was 5. The same way my dad talking right now, that's how he used to talk to me at 5 years old. Like about your mama and issues. I knew about bills, mortgage, how to cut grass, wash cars. At
He was
5,
driving at 6. I just
knew
let
how
him
to
drive by himself. He used to go get his own haircuts at 10.
I've always been a little man, bro. And then I tell everybody, bro, like my lad, as I got older, my story is crazy, but my childhood, bro, but unbelievable.
Never had one.
Nah, I never was allowed to go play outside and, man, toys but it was always
The business.
football, how we getting up out this struggle. You know what I'm saying? So my whole life, bro, I felt like I had to tell my family, because I always been like, you the one gonna make us out. You the one gonna get us up out of here. I'm talking about, I'm 5, 6 years old, toting this load. And he don't want to hear, man, Dad, this shit hard. I want to hear that. So I be in my room, bro, crying, breaking down, like, damn, bro, I'm hurting. You know, y'all know, man, when you be hurting, nobody want to hear that shit. You got to go out there and perform. Mm-hmm. And it's do or die. And I've been like that since I was a little 5-year-old, bro. And I sacrificed so much my whole life, bro. I ain't going on vacations.
Nope.
Man, I ain't had no friends. I didn't take no time off. I put everything I had into this game. And it ate me up when I told my nigga, I was like, dang, Lord, you bro, this is all bro, come on, Lord. I gave this. I would never know guy who took corners. You can ask any of my homies I grew up with in the hood. Man, Ed, always a workhorse. I always work hard. I always try to do the right thing. And that's how I end up like this. I put all this sacrifice and time and hell and heartache for this. What I didn't know is,
What God
changed my whole trajectory of my life. I think I'm at the finish line. That boy say, you got to pivot.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Now it's over with. Oh, son, I'm going to pivot. I'm going to turn you. Because this your real purpose. This your real calling.
Mm-hmm.
All of that was just to make you who you are. You know what I'm saying? I just want to ask y'all, man, what are some of the sacrifices and things y'all had to go through to get where y'all at now? Because it's not easy, bro.
Yeah, it's definitely not easy. I know for me personally, just not necessarily having that father figure in my life all the time. You know what I mean? Like,
who was some of them anybody, you know, like stepped up?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people, to be honest, I can't even name them all. You know what I mean? A lot of people have my back, just like football coach, you know what I'm saying, basketball, whatever the case may be, they always, you know what I mean, what you need, we got you, need somewhere to stay, you know what I mean? Like, and I salute them for that, you know what I mean? And stuff like that. So I feel like that was the biggest thing, you know what I'm saying? Just mom trying to provide for me and little sister any way she can, you know what I'm saying? Like, if she got to go ask, you know what I'm saying? Hey, I need this, I need that, you know what I'm saying? Whatever it is, you know what I mean? I feel like that molded me and stuff like that.
Did that drive you?
Yeah, for sure. I feel like it definitely did. And in the moment, I wasn't just like, oh, I'm finna do this, I'm finna do that. I just sunk it all in, you know what I mean? Sunk it all in, just remembering in the back of my head, like, why I'm doing this, why I'm doing that, why I'm going to class, you know what I'm saying? Why I'm doing my homework and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And the biggest thing, I was trying to not to fall around the path as anybody else, you know what I'm saying? You got to be different. You can't, I want to be like them. You got, at the end of the day, you got to be yourself. You got to be true to yourself, you know what I mean? Your mom ain't raised you like that. Why you trying to be like that, you know what I mean? So that was the biggest thing right there, man. And just trying to be true to myself, like I said, and remember what I'm doing it for, man.
But I think for me, my brother, when I was younger, he was always getting into something. My older brother, always getting into something, messing around with female, drinking, smoking, doing all of this stuff. And I would just look at him and I'm like, okay, don't do that.
Why you didn't say do it?
He was, at a young age, my brother, I never felt like he even loved me. He just beat me up all the time. I remember him and his friends jumped me before. You know what I'm saying? They called me they called me down to the playground. I'm like, all right, I bet I finally get to go kick it with them. Next thing you know, they whooping my ass down there. I'm just like, bruh, we play video games together. He said, bro, don't smile, don't laugh, don't nut. You can't get happy about nothing. If you do, I'm going to beat you up. Like, And it was just like, dang, I never really felt that love for him, but the certain stuff that he was doing, then he ended up going to jail and he doing this and he leaving the crib doing that. I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to be a better example than he ever was to the rest of my family, to anybody. And I really held it as resentment against him.
Not an excuse to see bad things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it got to the point, I said, I ain't drinking until this time. Really at that moment, I was like, I ain't never drinking. I ain't never smoking. I ain't never having sex. I didn't have sex till I got to college. For real. Because I was like, I didn't start drinking till I got my offer. I didn't, you know what I'm saying? I don't smoke. I do not do that. But it's like all of those things that I saw him doing, it was just like, bro, I'm not doing none of that. But so you talking about a sacrifice, I knew where I was trying to go. And it was like everything when it comes to that and everything that he was doing. And I told him to this day, you my biggest inspiration, motivation, everything. Right. He the reason why I'm right here. And I'm like, I wasn't doing none of that. So for me now, it's not even resentment. It's just like, thank you, because you helped show me what it looked like to be a grown man. And not just a grown man, but in that time, I was giving my whole spirit, my whole soul to the Lord. So you talking about what sacrifice it take your soul too. You got to give it to God.
That's right.
And allow him to lead you. And I'm going to keep coming back to that every single time because that's all it's about. You feel what I'm saying? So, yeah.
What about you? Boy, I can go all day about
man. But I tell anybody, man, like you said, I have been messed over so much, but I thank them. Like the cats that did mess me up, I can hug their neck now. Because I wouldn't be where I'm at right now if it wasn't for them. It's like, and there's no resentment. I just don't fool with you. But it's nothing but love. I ain't got nothing but love for all of them that sacrifice, that set me up to fail. And it's good. Because see, if you haven't never been held back or the pressure of life being put on your head, you'll never appreciate the where you're at right now. And then you wouldn't even be able to handle where we at if you didn't go through what you went through. Man, I don't been through it, boy. I've been almost out 14 years old, boy. So in order to win, and now I ain't got to say nothing. I like you say, I stay away from the social media. But once I got a relationship with God and I understood who I am and what my purpose was, it's hard to be faded about what somebody think or how they feel. Because like me, I have a whole new circle.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with it. And I can live with it. And I really don't care what people think, because when I was in the gutter, anybody had nothing to say. So now I'm in the penthouse, why you got something to say? So if God wasn't in agreement with it, man, you won't be here. You know, I listen to crazy people talking about the devil bless you. The devil ain't never blessed nobody. You a fool if you think that craziness.
Come on now.
But that's us as people that don't want to see you grow. So I was like, you know, if the devil bless me, why God ain't blessing you? But see, when God blesses you, ain't stay away and be humble and always, I tell everybody, just pass it forward. Don't owe me nothing. Just pass it forward. Help the next man. Penny, help the next guy. Kenny, help the next guy. Ed, help the next guy. And then we'll have a better world. But right now, we all selfish and everybody for self. And then, I'm going to rob you, Penny. When I can call Penny and be like, bro, just pray for me. It works. But see, it's just a mindset, man. And then don't tie yourself. If people show you who they are, believe them.
Yeah. Right.
Don't waste your time, man. I tell my son, where you going in life, everybody's not going. Everybody's not equipped to go. And you wasting your time trying to bring this fool along, that ain't your job, man. That's God's job. Yeah. So keep pushing, keep pressing, and understand what your purpose is in life.
The last thing, before we wrap it up, I want to ask y'all, what was some like the first things y'all bought when how was getting that check, that first one? You was like, Lord have mercy, did on one. Like this is a dream. what's some of the first couple things y'all purchased?
Yeah, I ain't even do nothing crazy. I just had to get me a car, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, you already know how to get the cat, man, you know what I'm saying? Something like but like, I ain't never had a car like college, high school. Mama ain't even really had no car, you know what I'm saying? So this my first, you know what I mean? My first car, so I'm like, blessed with that, you know what I'm saying? So after that, I had to end up getting my mama some money, so she ended up getting her a car and stuff like that. But that was my only two big things. Like, I didn't do nothing crazy, you know what I mean? But
how that feel like?
Yeah, that felt like I gave my mama 20 rats, just like she couldn't believe it, you know what I'm saying? Like, I tell my sister, I'm like, yeah, I'm about to send y'all some money, blah, blah, blah. She said, some what, for real? And I told that mom, she's like, dang, she probably like 9th grade. She don't really know. She's just like, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And mama, she called me, she crying. So I ain't never had no this type of money in my bank account ever, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, it felt, it felt good doing that, man. It's just like, you want to continue to do stuff like that, you know what I mean? When you get your next contract and stuff like that, like you want to be able to put money in your people's pockets and stuff like that, man. So, yeah, man, that was amazing.
For a big thing, it was 2 for me. I bought that 400 North chain. I bought the 400 North chain. Poster Boy 2 on the way, actually. You know what I'm saying? Shout out my boy Remy, Poster Boy. But it was a chain, but then in the same week, I bought my family a house.
Oh, my God.
Because I told, you feel me? I told myself, because when I came back after I got cut by the Colts, I ain't had nowhere to stay. It wasn't enough space in the house for me. So I was like, okay, you know what? And they was about to move out. So I was like, look, let me go ahead and get them a house. And if anybody in the family ever needed somewhere to come back to and live and stay, they can come back right here and we got enough space and we can do what we do. So it was really them 2 for me. Biggest purchases for sure.
Pop, yeah, tell them about your contract.
I think, man, my biggest thing was I got a car also. You know, it was like I had bought a drop top Vet. Man, that was my dad's dream car. So I was like, not only did Ed live my dream, I'm living my old man's dream. And it was like just being able to help my family when they need.
Okay.
And it's like words can't even explain being able to be the foundation. And they know my grandbaby, like they came and ate lunch with us yesterday. They know when they see their papa, what y'all talking about, boy, that's over with, bro. Boy, Big Boy gonna get us straight around here, boy.
Bro, let me tell y'all something. I remember we went to the store. They got a cart. We went down the aisle. That man said, get whatever y'all want. So my son and my little niece and nephew, bro, I almost cried. Cause like, it was just like a moment like, damn.
Full circle.
Man, like.
Yeah, but I couldn't do it for them.
Yeah.
Bro, I was just like, bro, dad, bro.
That's hard.
So hard. You know what I'm saying?
That's hard.
Is there anything y'all want to say, leave, any nuggets you want to shout out to anybody, man, whatever.
Straight, man. Shout out to the South Side, College Park, old neck, you know what I'm saying? Nah.
Shit, I always got some more to say. But, you feel me? I think all the kids, young adults, even older people, I think one thing my grandmama said, she said, no matter how old you get, people are always gonna be childish.
Come on.
And she said it as something like, man, like people be childish out here. But then I started thinking about it, and year after year, I'm just like, what does she mean by that? But then I started thinking about the trauma that everybody go through in their life. It's usually comes from when you're young, like as a kid. So it started making me think about start having more of the grace that you have for yourself. And if you don't got it for yourself, get it for yourself. But start giving that same grace that you give the children to everybody.
Come on.
All the time. Because most of the time, whatever they projecting onto you is from their trauma. It's from their past. It's from when they was young. And it ain't got nothing to do with you. So growing, knowing who you are, give that grace to yourself before you understand that you can give it to anybody else, or else everything is going to start to become burdens for you. But start to give that grace to everybody as if we are children. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we God's children. So, you know what I'm saying? I think I'll leave off by saying that.
I'm going to piggyback off Penny, man. My thing is, young adults, y'all stop thinking about God and that it's the church. It's the people trying to take something from you. It's not that. You get your personal relationship with God and he will take you to heights that you could never believe. I never thought I would be here. And a lot of people love to holler the church this, the church that, the church. It ain't the church. Church is inside of you. Stop putting your trust in a man that you can see. You got to believe in what God has in your life for you. It's not coincident that we are successful. It's not a coincidence. The coincidence is that we all believe in God and we know where your help come from. And that's what I would like to leave. That's I'm so sick or tired of all the people. Old people don't like young people. Young people don't like old people. We all we got. You might as well like them. They're not going nowhere. So you might well let's learn to get along. That's why I tell everybody about my son. I already don't pass the baton. I don't live my life, man. Live your life. Whatever I need to do to help you be comfortable. But like he went off to Virginia, went to train. Like, bro, you ain't go to church, bro. You a heathen? You don't even go to church no more? This is our foundation, bro. This is what we built this from. So always and put that into who you talking to and who you dealing with. And life is easy, man.
Last thing I want to say, man, I appreciate y'all.
Appreciate you, man,
for coming on. For real. It's nothing like living a purpose-driven life. The day you find your purpose, it's like an awakening. It's like someone taking the blinders off of you and you can see and understand why you live, what you're waking up for. A lot of people are battling anxiety, depression, and going through so much stuff because they're not living a true meaning, they're not living a true purpose. You waking up every day doing something you weren't created to do. Find your purpose. Trust in God, and you're gonna handle the rest. To love.
To love. Hey family, this is Ed Curney. Thank y'all for tuning in to the 1% podcast. Can y'all like, share, and subscribe? To love.